love Anele, Frankie, Tembekile, Alex, and Cindy. 947 loves you.
The 947 Breakfast Club.
Friends of the show, friend of the station, and indeed friend of the city. In studio, we've got Honorable Herman Mashaba, the citizen one of Johannesburg, the mayor, who has not taken a holiday. I mean, sir, you need to rest sooner or later. You know that, right?
Well, absolutely agree. Look, I had just over a week in the US because made it a tradition to go and spend Christmas with my daughter who's studying in the US. So I went there, but then I'll spend obviously more time with her. And I needed to come back, spend a week with my wife, just the two of us. And we intended to leave on the 1st and spend a week and start work on the 9th.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, on the 30th, I went to do the RSABitsing project in town, and that RSABitsing project, the spot we selected was a tough one of the parks in the inner city.
Yeah.
We really worked physically hard, and until about 3 o'clock, I got home, I was tired. For some reason, all of a sudden, I see some storms approaching.
Oh, that terrible storm.
Yes, and I thought, it's just one of those things. So I thought, in fact, I was planning to go for massage and relax. It's not a joke, it's a fact.
After a day's labor in the park.
Yeah. And by 6 o'clock, following the news, all hell broke loose. And I had to now cancel everything, all my meetings the following morning. I had to be by 8 o'clock, I was already in Lolly. Had to go to Proteas Land.
And you were hands on there, I saw you.
And since that day, you can imagine.
You can't then take leave when everyone else is coming back to work.
Just imagine you take leave when your city and your residents are going through this. But I think I must have done something in my previous life to get this kind of punishment. But you know what? No one forced me to take this job, and that's what my wife always tells me. I know,
and she's still with you. If your wife is still with you, Herman, everything is fine.
She tells me every day. I complain. She says, "You know what, Herman? When you ask us for permission, no one forced you. You said you want to save South Africa, so." Please accept the consequences.
So when you go visit your daughter, and where is she studying in America?
In Wisconsin, in the US. But then I met at Wisconsin, in December, it's minus.
Yeah, it's like snow and ice.
So I always ask her to meet her in a civilized kind of weather. So I met her this time in Miami, spent some time with her in Miami. I said, please, let's meet in a civilized weather.
Do you look around Miami, you're like, that'll work in the city. I want to do that for the years.
Yeah.
Tell us something that you saw in Miami that you want to bring to Joburg.
Well, I think, if I try to do a little bit of study on this city, on how it has developed the last 30, 40 years, and I look at obviously the Cuban and the Caribbean immigrants who've come into the city, who are adding so much value into the city, converting the businesses into buildings that were derelict into businesses. Actually, we had such a fantastic Christmas lunch. They call it Little Havana, in one of their restaurants in Little Havana. It was lovely. My daughter came with her two friends from Kenya, obviously studying with them in the US. So we had a lovely Christmas lunch in Little Havana.
Do you get up and dance at Little Havana? It sounds like it could turn into a little bit of a club there.
Well, at my age, and I look at how I danced in my youth, unfortunately, I've already exhausted
You've lived out those lifelines.
I think I over-danced in my youth, and so I don't have space any longer. I think I've exhausted my rations.
I was watching. Funny enough, I was watching this Barack Obama interview, and he's like, when he dances with his daughter, he has to be careful to not get out of pocket. You must stick to one dance move, otherwise you embarrass your daughter. Are there things that you do that you know your daughter feels embarrassed when you do them? You're like, papa.
Actually, you cannot believe. Even now, when I left home, I was saying to my wife, I said, how do I contact my doctor now? Because last time she learned, I was on her show.
Yeah.
And she was so angry with me. She says, why didn't you let me know? Because I'm on, I've got internet facility. I would have watched this. Because for some reason, remember I told you last time, she's a big fan of the station. With something, she's the one who, every time I'm with her in the car, your radio station, you know. And this time, she's right now as I'm speaking to you, she's in Nicaragua. On a study, it was part of the studies. She's in Nicaragua. So when I left with my wife, now I said to her, I hope I'm not going to get into trouble with Kensani because that I didn't tell her that I had an interview with Anele and I didn't tell her to listen. But because I believe they have no internet facilities most of the time. So she'll be disappointed with me.
Well, we're streaming it on Facebook, so we're recording the whole interview, so she can watch it at a later stage.
Okay, when she goes back in a week's time, I believe that they're just over 2 weeks. It's part of teaching them to be socially conscious. They're doing social work in Nicaragua for the next 2 weeks.
So, Mr. Mayor, yours sounds like a very busy daughter, but our Alex is newly single. So I'm wondering, are you maybe open to adding to the family?
What's the Lobola like?
Yeah, so can we keep that conversation for offline, please?
All right. So we're going to take a break. Before we do that, I like the fact that you speak about your daughter because, it means you're leading with a heart that is thinking of children. Tomorrow, all the kids go back to school. What is your dream, your wish, what you want to happen for kids of Johannesburg this year?
Anele and the colleagues, actually, I wrote an article. It came out in News 24 yesterday. I'm devastated. I invested, I think, close to R1 million some few years ago on a young Zimbabwean girl that obviously with the collapse of Zimbabwe came to South Africa with her unemployed mom and the brother. For some reason, God just connected her to me and literally adopted this kid, took her to Pretoria University, took her to vets, qualified actuarial scientist.
Wow.
And then last week, I learned she sends me a note because when she started working, I managed to get an apartment next to her place of work. And so obviously she needs to get out of this contract, and they want to. I'd forgotten that I'm the signatory, and to tell me that she's recruited by the Americans. She's leaving for America end of this month. I said, "What, Primrose? What are you talking about? After mine, I didn't invest for Americans."
With those skills, we want them for Johannesburg.
He says, unfortunately, she calls me Dr. Mashaba. He says, Doctor, unfortunately, I have to go because there are no opportunities here in South Africa. Every time as a Zimbabwean with these professions, I'm always sidelined. And fortunately enough, there was this opportunity in the United States. I applied. And Americans have grabbed me, so she's leaving end of this month.
So is that your wish?
And now I said to her, but now what about all my investment? I didn't invest for Americans. And this is just if you get a chance, it came out. It's in on News 24. I'm devastated. I feel betrayed by my country. I invested for the Americans, and you can imagine for Americans, they don't need actuarial scientists. And look at the states of how desperate as a country we need such skills of black Africans.
So that's your wish for everyone to have an opportunity. If you're gonna go to school and you're gonna get an education,
and we're not going to develop this country without the necessary skills. We're not going to develop the economy of the country by just bodies. The economy doesn't just need bodies. The economy needs professional, highly qualified people. And this country is prepared to lose such skills, but we allow undocumented people who are coming here creating havoc, creating corruption, turning our young girls into prostitutes, giving them drugs, and we tolerate that. And I think I'm actually angry. And that sometimes that's why people don't understand my frustration. People don't understand why eventually I took this difficult decision of taking this punishing job.
Check it out. The 947 Breakfast Club.
Looking for the perfect ice cream flavor for Johannesburg.
Yeah, you started this earlier on, said you tried to make one, but then found someone who's actually quite good at this.
Yes, they've been doing it for years.
And now you've put up a quiz on 947.co.za.
So Pete's Supernatural, it's an all-natural ice cream. You can find it at Jackson's. They make this ice cream. So they said they'll help me out. I must just see what flavors I like. So I'm looking for the flavor that is Johannesburg.
And all the questions point towards what kind of Joburger you are.
So which better person to find out what kind of Joburger he is than the mayor of Johannesburg?
Yes.
Frankie, you next to the mayor. You're going to help him out there?
All right, you've got the quiz open here.
It's on 947.co.za. As soon as you get into the website, you'll see it.
He's put on his glasses. You know he means business when the glasses come on. Eh?
Yeah? Okay, question 1.
What is the base flavor of for Joburg? So which one do you like?
Well, if I look at the 6, without any doubt, vanilla, it's
Okay, vanilla.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I just want to point out one of the types, I believe, is a Joburg Blesser.
Oh, Joburg Blesser.
So let's
Is
see.
it? Okay.
Steer clear.
Second question, Joburg can be gritty. You may want to add some texture to your ice cream.
For my ice
texture?
cream,
Yeah.
looking at, I will actually go for the peanut bristle.
Peanut butter. You're supposed to
I went for peanut brittle. Hey, man. Hey, man.
Okay. Want to make it a little fruity. What fruit do you want to add to your ice cream?
Let me see what you've got there. I'll actually go for the mango.
Mango.
Okay.
All right. Pick the mango.
Mango's good. So
Last
season
one.
as well?
It wouldn't be Igoli wood if people weren't so extra. So you got to add extra. Chocolate truffle, vodka, rum. You look like a rum kind of guy. Nutella.
I think you influenced me, and because obviously looking at this is where I was going to go.
Stop capturing the mayor.
So don't capture me.
Don't capture the mayor, Frank.
Nutella. Which one do you want there?
Which one?
Which one are you going to go for?
I'll go for
Are
the
you going to
rum.
go for rum?
No, that's what I'm saying is don't capture me.
Okay, lock it in.
Right, lock
What
it
kind
in.
of a
Here we
Joe
go.
Burger is the mayor?
He is the Joburg Chiller.
Okay.
You're not an introvert, but know exactly how to treat your cave to enjoy a quiet night of binge-watching Entourage on Netflix or jamming on Guitar Hero with your friends. You are a regular customer of takealot.com and avoid malls like the plague. You are a connoisseur of good music with both vinyl and CD collections. Do you listen to vinyls?
I play vinyl music in my house.
Okay.
I've got close, I don't know, 500 or so vinyl records with a stereo.
We're going to the mayor's house for a vinyl session.
I can totally picture the mayor Netflix and chilling.
I'm a little bit upset because the mayor's favorite 947 show, according to this, is Zweli and Manswe on the Coca-Cola Top 40.
But that's when he drives home, like at 9 at night, because he's busy.
Okay, all right. So there we go. You are the Joburg Chiller.
All right, the mayor is the Joburg Chiller. All right, Mayor, thank you so much for your time. Quickly, a message to Joburgers. It's 2018. You are officially opening the city. What are you saying to them?
You know, I really appeal and from the bottom of my heart to residents of the city of Johannesburg. 2018 is not going to be an easy year, but it's a year full of possibilities. I'm sure you know what I've inherited, huge challenges. But I think for me, one thing I've learned over the 58 years of my life, challenges presents opportunities, and the city has got opportunities. The only thing that I really need, I need society that's prepared to work with me. I'm committing to work with them and be their servant and hold me accountable. But please don't expect me to create miracles, because it's not possible to turn the city around in a year, in a two. It's not going to be possible. And honestly, I don't want to make such wild promises. This city's got major challenges. Let us work together. This coming Saturday, you're aware, I run the monthly cleaning campaign. Please, I'm asking the residents, please just go out and clean your community. Don't tell me you're paying taxes so you've got a seat. Let us take the responsibility. the only way that we can rebuild the city and make it the greatest city in the world in 10 years' time or so, let us start that process. Let's pay our taxes. Let's pay our dues. Let's rid the city of criminality, because the level of criminality that I'm fighting in Joburg, and I'm committed to this. And please hold me accountable. I'm not for 1 minute saying, leave me alone. But please don't expect me to create miracles.
Excellent. Thank you so much for your time, Mr. Mayor. I know you've got a busy day ahead, so you're going to jet on out of here. Tomorrow, the entire city gets to working
Saturday.
Full scale. No, tomorrow everyone goes back to school, but on Saturday, he's saying where you are in Johannesburg, just clean it up.
Your area, your
Yeah,
neighborhood.
just walk out your gate and just clean up around you. And I think that basically is the message we want to take pushing going forward this year. Where you are, do the
your
best.
thing.
Do your thing where you are. Thank you so much, Herman Mashaba, Honorable Herman Mashaba. He's the Mayor of Johannesburg.
Check it out. The 947 Breakfast Club.
The 947 Breakfast Club.
Monday to Friday, 6 to 9 a.m.